Hello class! Today we are looking at Module 2, Lesson 6. And our learning goal for today is that I can explain why changing the order of numbers you add does not change the sum. Now, sum, as you remember, is just a fancy way to say the answer in an addition problem. And changing the order, well, that's something that we've done before. Think back to our last module, Module 1, where we made our math problems go topsy-turvy, where we switched together our add-ins, the numbers that we add together, and we got the same answer. So we're going to look at that again today, and we're going to see that no matter what order we put the numbers in when we add them together, we get the same answer. Now, we've been looking at problems like this, 9 plus 5. And using this 9 plus 5, we've been doing this, making 10 using the 9. So we would take this 9 here and we'd make a 10 out of it. So let's take a look at what that is again, just to refresh our memory. So here we go. We have our 9 plus 5, and we need to make a 10 out of it. So to do that, we have to add how many to that 9? That's right. We need to add 1 to it. So I'm going to take my 1 from this 5 here. So here's my 1 I'm going to take out of that 5. And the other part of this little mini number bond I'm making right here is going to be, that's right, 4. Because 1 and 4 make 5. Okay, let's add those all together now. So just like we've been doing in the past, we're going to group our 9 and 1 together. So 9 plus 1 equals, that's right, 10. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make a 10. So 9 plus 1 equals 10. And now we're going to add in what we have left. And all we have left now is this 4. So let's add that 4 in. 10 plus 4 equals, yeah, that's right, 14. So 9 plus 5 then right here equals 14. So we solved this problem by making a 10 using the 9. We used this 9, we made a 10, added the number we had left over, and we have 14. The previous problem, we made a 10 using the 9, and we still wound up with 10 plus 4 equals 14. So it doesn't matter what number we make a 10 out of. We could make a 10 using the 9, we could make either one. We just chose to use a different number to make 10 out of. Now, me personally, I find it easier to make 10 using a 9. Because I only have to add 1 more to it. But we don't always have a 9 to make 10 out of. Sometimes we have to use a 5, maybe we'd have to use an 8 or a 7. No matter what number you choose, it's always going to be the same answer. Well, let's look at that same problem again, 9 plus 5. But this time, let's do it a different way. Let's make a 10 using the 5. Things are getting a little exciting here, aren't they? We're not going to use that 9 to make a 10. We're going to use the 5. All right, let's take a look at that then. So here's our 9 plus 5. I'm going to do the same process or procedure that we did for making 10 from the 9 on this problem too. So how many do I need to add in to this 5 to make it 10? Yeah, 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. I'm going to take that 5 from the 9. So just like we did on the other way where we made 10 from the 9 and we took 1 out of the 5, well, now we have our 9 here and we need to take, like we just said, 5 out of our 9. And if I take 5 out of the 9, how many am I going to have left over? Yeah, 4. Because 4 and 5 equals 9. Now, I'm going to follow, like I mentioned earlier, that same process or procedure for making a 10. So I'm going to group that 5 plus 5 together. So 5 plus 5 is, yeah, 10. And then I'm going to add in what we have left over. Now we have this 4 left over, so let's plug it in over here. So now we have 10 plus 4. And what does that equal? Yeah, 14, just like we solved a second ago for the last problem. So here we made a 10 using 5, and we wound up with 10 plus 4 equals 14. 10 using the 5. In both cases, Our problem stayed the same, 9 plus 5. That didn't change. So here's a look at both problems side by side. So we had 9 plus 5 equals 14 on each of them. Same problem, same answer. But on this one, we made 10 out of our 9. And on this one, we made 10 out of our 5. But we have the same answer. No matter which number we chose to add together first to make a 10, we have the same result. Now, we need to look at, does it matter what order we put these numbers in? So here's the problem we've already done. 9 plus 5 equals 14. We made a 10 from our 9, and we also saw we could make a 10 out of our 5. It didn't really matter. 9 plus 5 equals 14. Well, here we go. Let's flip those around. We have 5 plus 9 equals, so the same add-ins, numbers that we are adding together. Let's see if we get the same sum or answer. I'm going to solve this the same way. I'm going to make a 10 out of my 9. So I'm going to take my 5 here. I'm going to make a quick mini number bond. I know I need one more number, one to add into my 9 to make it a 10. And that leaves me with 4. If I take that 1 out of the 5, I'm left with 4. So I'm going to group or add together that 9 plus 1. 9 plus 1 is 10 plus, I'm going to add in the number that I have left here, 4. 10 plus 4 equals, yep, 14. You got it right. 14. So I'll plug that in right there as well because 5 plus 9 is 14. So yeah, we just proved that it doesn't matter what order our add-ins are in. 9 plus 5 equals 14. 5 plus 9 equals 14. And again, think back to Module 1 where we made our numbers go topsy-turvy and we flipped those numbers around on our addition sentences and it was the same answer. So the question again, does the order matter? Well, no. The order does not matter. We can make them any order we want. So you need to decide which order works best for you. Just like we talked about a minute ago about if we wanted to add in the number, if you want to make a 10 out of the 9 or the 5, I decided I like making a 10 out of the 9, but some of you may like to make a 10 out of the 5. Maybe some of you like 9 plus 5 equals 14. Maybe you'd like 5 plus 9 equals 14. It doesn't matter. In other words, you have to make these numbers work for you, whatever fits the best for you. The procedure for making this or solving this problem is going to be the same regardless of which method you choose or which order you decide to put those numbers in. Now, having said that, we need to also remember that when we make a 10 out of these problems, that making that 10 doesn't change the actual amount of numbers in that problem. So here's what I mean by that. So our 4 plus 9, remember, I like to make a 10 out of my 9. So I'm going to take 1 out of that 4. That leaves me a 3 left over there. And when I add together my 9 plus 1, I have my 10. And then 10 plus 3, and 3 is the number that I have left over there, so I plug it in here. So 10 plus 3 equals 13. We need to remember that 10 plus 3 equaling 13 is the same thing as 4 plus 9. They both equal 13. All we did was we moved some of these numbers around here. But 10 plus 3 is 13. 4 plus 9 is 13. All right, what I'd like you to do right now is to go ahead and pause the video, grab your whiteboard or a piece of paper, and we're going to do a problem together that's going to set us up for success on our problem set. So go ahead and do that, pause the video, and come right back. Welcome back, boys and girls. All right, so we're going to do this problem together. I know usually we do concurrent examples where I do one and you do a different problem at the same time. Today we're just going to do the same example together. Here's what I'd like you to write down. I would like you to write down 9 plus 3 equals. And then give yourself a little bit of space, and I want you to write down 3 plus 9 equals. I think you see where I'm going with this, don't you? 9 plus 3, 3 plus 9. Did we change any of our add-ins here? No, we didn't. We just changed the order. Let's go ahead and solve these, just so we can show that they are the same. And we're going to be doing more of this practice on our problem set. So 9 plus 3. I need to take 1 out of the 3 and add it into my 9, because that's how I'm going to make 10. So if I take 1 out of my 3, I'm going to have 2 left over. Make sure you're doing this along with me, boys and girls. I'm going to add up my 9 and my 1 to make it equal 10. So 10 plus, and what do I have left? Yeah, 2. So 10 plus 2 equals, and remember, 10's a nice friendly number, so it's easy for us to add with it. 10 plus 2 is 12. Yeah, good job. All right, pause the video. I want you guys to do 3 plus 9 on your own, and then we're going to take a look and compare and see if they are in fact the same. All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at what you did. Hopefully, you got the same answer. So we had 9 plus 3 here, and here's the work that we just did, and here's what you just did. So you made a 10 from your 9. You took 1 out of the 3, added up, you got a 10. And then we added together what we had left over here with the 10. So we had 2 left over, and we had 10 plus 2 is 12. The same thing we had on both sides. So 9 plus 3 equals 12. And 3 plus 9 equals 12. All right, boys and girls, we're actually going to do one more set of examples here. Go ahead and erase your whiteboard or go to a clean spot on your piece of paper. And we are going to do a concurrent example on this one here. I am doing this one, 8 plus 9 equals, this is the problem you are doing. You are doing 7 plus 9 equals. You're going to do it as I do mine. All right, I'm looking at mine right now and I'm seeing a 9, and I know I want to make a 10 out of that. So I'm going to take 1 out of my 8 so I can make 10. If I take 1 out of my 8, I know that leaves me with 7 left over. Make sure you're doing the same thing right now as I'm working, that you're making a 10 from your 9 and you're taking 1 out of your 7. Now I'm going to add mine together, my 9 and 1 together. So my 9 plus 1, that equals 10. And then let me look here. I see that I have a 7 left over. So I took that 1 out of the 8. I have 7 left over. So I'm going to add that to my 10 right here. 10 plus 7 equals 17. All right, boys and girls, make sure you're doing yours right now. If you're not done with your problem, pause it, and then we'll check your answer in just a moment. All right, guys, are you all ready? Okay, let's take a look. Here we go. I'm going to take 1 out of my 7 to make a 10 with my 9. If I take 1 out of my 7, that leaves me with, yeah, that's right, 6 left over. Now I'm going to add together my 9 and my 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. And I'm looking up here at my number bond, and I have 6 left over. So I'm going to put this down here and add that up. So 10 plus 6 equals, what does 10 plus 6 equals, boys and girls? Yeah, that's right, 16. Nice job. So you should have done your problem and set it up just like this with 10 plus 6 equals 16. And of course, we can come back up here and go, oh yeah, 7 plus 9, that's the same thing as what we just did. So that's 16. And over here on my side, 10 plus 7 is 17. Well, 8 plus 9, same answer, isn't it? 17. All right, boys and girls, what I want you to do now is to pause the video and grab your problem set. Now remember, we're on lesson 6. So go ahead and get that and come right back. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. So here is what your problem set should look like. Remember, up here at the top, we'll say Lesson 6, Problem Set 1.2. And again, that 1 is grade 1, 2 means Module 2. Let's take a look at numbers 1 through 3. Our directions read, solve. The first one has already been done for you. Then write the bond for the related 10 plus fact. Well, number 1's done for us, so that makes it pretty easy. We had 9 plus 2 equals 11, and they made a 10 out of my 9, and they had 1 left over, so 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. And all they did is they made it go topsy-turvy over here. They flip-flopped the numbers. 2 plus 9 equals 11. Same number bond over here. Here's where they changed it up a little bit. Over here is where they wrote down our 10. So our 9 plus 1 is 10. They put that here. And then the other part of the number bond is where they put the 1. That was the 1 that was left over. 10 and 1 make 11. I'm going to help you with number 2, and then you'll do number 3 on your own. So I'm looking here at number 2. 9 plus 6. Well, I know that I need 1 more added to my 9 to make 10. And if I take a 1 out of my 6, I'm left with a 5. Adding together my 9 plus 1, that equals 10. And then if I add 10 and the number I have left, my 5, that equals, yeah, that's right, 15. So I'm going to put my 15 down right here. Now, all they did over here is they made this go flip-flop. We had 9 plus 6, 6 plus 9. All right, I'm going to make a 10 out of my 9 again, just like I did over there. So I'm going to take my 1 out of the 6. And if I take 1 out of the 6, I have 5 left over. So there are the 2 parts for my mini number bond. 1 and 5 make 6. I'm going to add in my brain right now. 9 plus 1 is 10. And 10 plus 5 is 15. And we didn't even really have to solve that, did we? Because we already did it over here. So all the numbers just plug in over here the exact same. We just flip-flop the numbers around. Now remember, over here on the number bond, this is where we're going to show what we did over here. So we made 10 from my 9 and my 1. So let's put that in over here. 10. And then what number did we have left? Yeah, the 5. So let's plug in the 5 over here. And that's where we show that 10 and 5 are the 2 parts that make our answer 15. Okay, boys and girls, you are going to now pause the video and you're going to do number 3 on your own. You're going to follow the same steps we did up here. And if you're uncertain about what we did, pause the video and rewind it, watch it again. And then once you've completed number 3, press play again, come back, and we're going to take a look at numbers 4, and 5, and 6. All right, boys and girls, numbers 4, 5 and 6 are going to be very similar to what we just did. We're going to use number bonds to show your thinking, write the related 10 fact. So in other words, we're going to make those mini number bonds again to make 10, and then we're going to write that 10 fact over here. Remember up above on numbers 1, 2, and 3, we filled them in on a number bond? Instead of making that number bond, we're just going to write a 10 fact for it instead. Let me do the first one with you, number 4, and then you'll do 5 and 6 on your own. All right, I'm looking down here at 9 plus 4. I want to make a 10 out of my 9, so I'm going to take 1 away from my 4, so I can add it to my 9 to make 10. If I take 1 out of my 4, that leaves me with 3. All right, now I know I can add 9 plus 1, that's 10. 10 plus 3, yeah, 13. Nice job, boys and girls. Now, over here, this is where we're going to plug in what we actually did. So we had 9 plus 1 equals 10. And then we had that 3 left over, didn't we? So we're going to put that 3 in right over here. And then we're going to show that that's what we did. We did 10 plus 3 is, 13. So let's write that 13 down right there. So again, all we're doing is our 9 plus 1 to make 10, instead of doing it all in our head, which we did do, but we're going to then just write the 10 down right here. We went 9 plus 1 equals 10, and then 10 plus 3 is 13. Well, we added that 3 in our head when we solved this. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to write it down over here. So again, you may be able to do all of this in your head, but we're going to continue to write it out on our problem set just so that we have this tool down, so when we get to harder problems, we can solve them using these tools. All right, go ahead and finish up 5 and 6. Turn your paper over and we'll get started on the second page. All right, everyone, welcome back. I hope you were able to complete numbers 5 and 6. Now let's take a look at numbers 7 and 8. Let's go to number 7 first. Number 7, we're going to be matching, some numbers up here. Let's take a look here. We have 9 plus 3. They've already matched it to 10 plus 2. All they did was they went, I'm going to make a 10 out of this 9, so I take 1 out of my 3, which leaves me with 2 left over. That's how I want us to look at these. So 5 plus 9. To make 10 out of my 9, I need 1 more. So I'm going to take I'm going to take 1 out of my 5. And if I take 1 out of my 5, how many do I have left? 4. So I go over here and there it is, 10 plus 4. So let's draw a line over to there, 10 plus 4. And let me use red so we can see it a little bit better. All right, 10 plus 4. Let's take a look at C now. 9 plus 6. Again, I need to add 1 to my 9 to make it a 10. All of these are 10, so I'm making a 10. So I take my 1 out of my 6. If I take 1 away from 6, how many do I have left? 5. So there we are, 10 plus 5, because that's what we had left. So let me go ahead and draw another line over here to our 10 plus 5. I would like you to follow the same process now for letters D, E, and F, where in your brain you're going, okay, what's 1 less than 8? And then you're going to find them over here and match them up. Once you've done D, E, and F, you're going to resume the video and we're going to take a look at number 8. Welcome back, boys and girls. I hope you were able to complete those other problems on number 9. Now, we're on number 8. We are going to be completing the addition sentences to make them true. It starts at letter A and goes all the way through letter N. I'm going to do a couple of them just to help you get started, then you'll complete the rest of them on your own. So on letter A, we have 2 plus 10. That's pretty straightforward for me. I can do that because 10 is a friendly number, and I know that 2 plus 10 is 12. Let's take a look at a different letter, one where we have to make 10. Here we have 8 plus 9 on letter H. Well, I want to make 10 out of my 9. Some of you might be able to do this in your head, and if you want to do it in your head, you can. It doesn't say that you have to write out a number bond or anything, but I like drawing it out just to help my brain stay a little bit clear on things. So I know I have to add 1 to my 9 to make it a 10. And I know if I take 1 out of my 8, I have 7 left. Then I can add together my 9 plus 1. Well, that's 10. And then 10 plus 7. That's right, 17. And if you need to group your 10 together, your 9 plus 1 to make 10, to see it a little more clearly, please do that. Whatever you need to do to make it clear in your mind when you add these up, do it. All right, let's take a look at another one just so we can see some things here. We have blank plus 9 equals 17. Now this one's interesting because we're not given that first number, are we? So I want to take a look at this 17 first. If we made this 9 into a 10, that means that 10 is one of the parts of this 17. So let's break that 17 into a number bond really quick here. So we have 10 and we have 7. So we're taking a look at this here. That's 17. 10 plus 7 is 17. Okay, now we know we added 1 to this 9 to make 10. And we know also that the 7 was this last number over here. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to draw another mini number bond here. I had to have 1 added to this 9 to make 10. So 9 plus 1 equals 10. And there's my 10 right there. And then we added in what was left, 7, to make 17. So this is what's left right here, 7. So let's add that in. There's the 7, the other part right there. All right, boys and girls, now this is where we need to go slow and make sure we're going one step at a time so we don't lose track of things. Now we have our 7 and our 1, which make, yeah, that's right, 8. So here's what we did. We had blank plus 9 equals 17. We didn't know what number goes in here. Well, if I look at my 17 and I split it into a number bond, I know one of my parts is going to be 10 because that's what we've been doing, hasn't it been? We've been making 10. So 10 plus 7 is 17. Then I know that to make this 10, I had my 9 plus 1. So I had to take 1 out of whatever number was right here. And there's my 1. And then I know that my 9 plus 1 equals 10. I add in whatever's left over here. I had 7 here, and that is what I added in. So that's what was left over here. 7 plus 1 is 8. All right, boys and girls, I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but you can do it. You're going to do letters A through N. You're going to go one at a time. And if you're confused at any of them, like this one right here, rewind the video and go through it step by step like we did here. And if you're still confused, go ahead and ask me tomorrow in class and we'll go over it together. Okay, boys and girls, our video's done now. Go ahead and get to work. And I can't wait to see your progress on all these. And you're doing very good. And I'm very proud of all of you. And don't forget to take a picture of your problem set and upload it into Seesaw.